So, what can I do for you, monsieur?
I came to Addiction. It belongs to me.
So the stolen painting is yours? Tell me more. What was it doing here in Paris?
The fascists stole it in 1930. Let me find it.
Tell me, you traveled all the way from Catalonia?
No, since the war, I've lived in France, in the southwest. And now I want the painting back.
Did you lose all your family in the Civil War?
When they came for us in 38, I fled with my mother. But my father was not so lucky.
I'm sorry.
I would have stayed and fought for freedom, but I was just a boy.
You've got my attention, but if I'm to help you, I need more to go on.
I have something. This old photograph. It is of me and my family. See the
Man to the painting.
You took the photographs at that robbery, huh?
I did, yes.
I need to see them. Please, I must see them.
All right. Here they are.
I want to take a closer look at the photos.
This is the best shot I took. They used it in the paper.
Yes, it is how I recognize La Malédiction, my painting.
It does look like the one in your photograph.
So close, but now it is lost again.
This one was rejected. Georges got in the way. Typical.
Who is this George?
Just a friend. He insured the painting.
So, he will know who is this liar who claims to own my painting.
I don't think he does. He would have told me. This shot didn't come out too well.
It's perfect.
Perfect?
Finally, La Malédiction in all its splendor. The lines, the color, the detail. It's been so long since I've seen it.
Then take it. That shot is no good to me.
Really? Thank you, mademoiselle.
Here's the thief making off with the painting.
What is that tattoo on his arm?
Looks like a skull and crossbones. Headhunters,
You will find him, and then you will find my painting.
I can try, monsieur.
You must, mademoiselle.
Marquez's story was very interesting, but I needed to corroborate it. I wondered if the gallery kept ownership records. And while I didn't wholly trust him, this was the one lead that I didn't want to lose. Where are you staying?
What? Nowhere. Here, perhaps.
I didn't want him to stay in my apartment. There was another solution. My neighbor is out of town for a few days. You could stay there.
Yes, that would be good. Thank you.
Great, let's go. Adam said that he would leave the spare key under the mat. My neighbor had left a key for me under the doormat. Which reminded me I hadn't watered his plants for a week. The key wasn't there. The door was locked, but my neighbor always left a key under the mat. The gap was wide, but not wide enough for my fingers. Using the sticky chewing gum, I was able to fish out the key.
This will do.
Glad it's up to standard. I have to go out, monsieur. Ronnie had promised me the front page if I got an interview with the painting's owner. And he was a crazy Spaniard claiming to be just that. I needed to find out who had put the painting up for sale. Maybe there was more to find at the gallery. Len was sitting outside the cafe. He looked dazed. Hello, Monsieur Len.
Ah, the delectable Nicole Collard, super sleuth. How may I be of...
Henri's death. It must be so very hard for you.
Yes, I shall miss him deeply. We had such a very special relationship. The loss is so hard to endure, even for a man of such inner strength as myself.
What do you know about the owner of La Malédiction?
That was Henri's business. He found the painting and did the deal with the owner.
Would anybody else know anything about the owner?
Not likely. He kept especially quiet about that one. But he always kept a manifest for every exhibition.
I'm writing a follow-up piece on the gallery theft.
Ah, so you need an inside view, authoritative.
Something like that.
The police have finished in the gallery. We could chat in the office. It's much more comfortable. More intimate. I might even be able to rustle up a little bottle of champagne.
Maybe later. I have some things to do first.
Maybe next time, then.
You mentioned a manifest. How would one get a look at that?
One might start in the office. That's where Henri kept most of his paperwork.
About the gallery.
Of course, my dear. We can go there now, if you would like.
That sounds great.
We can discuss my ordeal over a glass of champagne.
A cozy chat with Lane was the last thing I wanted. But it was my best hope if I wanted to get a look around the office. So, what are we waiting for?
After you, my dear.
The place was heaving with junk. Finding what I wanted wouldn't be easy. As Lane sat down, something stuck out from beneath the cushion. It looked like a folder. Whatever it was, the police had missed it. I needed to get it.
Come, join me on the couch. I'm ready for you. You will be gentle with me, won't you?
Oh, I'm never gentle, Monsieur Lane.
Oh. Oh. Do call me Hector.
I couldn't search the desk while Lane was there. Lane hadn't noticed the folder. With that amount of padding, who would? The only way to get hold of it was to distract him. Monsieur Lane?
Hector, please.
Oh, Hector. Perhaps I will join you in that glass of champagne.
But of course, champagne, nature's balm in troubled times.
Don't you think it's a bit awkward in here, with so much of ennui looming over us?
Just ignore it, my dear.
Is there anything you can tell me about the painting?
It was an absolute treat to come across it, a true undiscovered gem.
There's no denying it is a fantastic painting. What can you tell me about the religious significance?
Of course, there is a deep religious symbolism locked within the painting, too. Central to this must be the pantheon of saints.
So you really don't know who owns this up?
I'm sorry, my dear, I really don't.
To new friends!
To love! Oh, mon Dieu, that is so cold!
Oops, silly me. I am so sorry.
I'll have to dry this off. Don't you worry, my dear.
In the folder was a list of all the paintings in the exhibition. La Malediccio had to be there. It was. And next to it was the owner's name, Mr. Medovsky. The police had obviously not spotted the folder. I put it back. I had what I needed for my story. Monsieur Lane, thanks for everything. But I think I hear my editor calling.
Ma chérie, no need to leave so soon. It's only a little spillage.
And I found out who claims to own La Malediccio. Some guy named Medovsky. Sounds Russian, right?
Medovsky, my God.
Who is he?
He's new on the oligarch block. Fresh into London from Russia, with ambition and a bloody reputation. Collard, this is way over your head. I'm gonna put a more experienced crime journalist on the story. I can't afford for you to get hurt.
Relax, Ronnie. This is my story. Leave it with me. Let's discuss it over lunch tomorrow.
Okay. But don't do anything more. See you tomorrow.
Ronnie didn't trust me on this story, but I wasn't going to let him give it to someone else. I was going to have to move fast. Come in. Hi, Georges. Great to see you.
Hope you don't mind me just dropping in.
No, not at all. How are you getting on?
Pretty good. I found the gun that was used in the robbery.
I'm impressed.
Yeah? Well, Nave wasn't. He accused me of trying to plant it, and then of being involved in Henri's death. Then he threw me into a cell. He couldn't make it stick, of course, so he had to let me go this morning. But he's convinced I'm involved. So if I put a foot wrong, he'll nail me next time. But, hey, on the bright side, have I got a story for you. Annette, the manager at Vera Security, lied about the owner of the company. When I pieced together that shredded letter, he owns the painting and Vera Security? He has to be the one behind this whole scam.
You're telling me? We have to be sure.
What the?
I cannot sleep on that bed. It is too soft.
Josh, this is Senor Marquez.
Nice to meet you.
So you are this George, huh?
Senor Marquez is staying in the apartment across the hall. Apparently, he's the real owner of La Malediccio.
What? I thought you said Medovsky was the owner.
Senor Marquez claims the painting was stolen from his family during the Spanish Civil War.
Really? Do you have any proof?
Senor Marquez, could you show him the photograph?
Who is this?
My father. When they came for us in 38, I fled with my mother. But my father was not so lucky.
Who's this?
My mother, a good woman, a saint.
How can we prove this is you as a child?
The dates would tie up, George.
That's definitely La Malediccio hanging on the wall?
It belonged to my family, so it belongs to me.
If the painting really was stolen during the 1930s, then this Medovsky guy has no legitimate claim to it. But how can I be sure that you're the boy in that picture?
I can prove it. Look at my father in the photograph. You see the medallion he's wearing? He gave it to me just before he died. This medallion has been in our family for hundreds of years.
It's definitely the same medallion. A snake eating its own tail. That's also on the painting.
It is the Ouroboros.
The what?
The Ouroboros. It is a sign of my people, my family, my faith. The Gnostics. My father was a Gnostic leader. La Malediccio is sacred to the Gnostics. Hence they both display the Ouroboros.
A priest I met said the painting was the devil's work. A thing of evil.
Ha! He would say that. Do not believe all you hear from the church. Whatever you think, the painting is mine.
If Marquez was the true owner of Malediccio, then Medovsky had no legal claim to it. Might be tough to prove, but if I could, we wouldn't have to pay out on the insurance. So, if the painting belongs to you, how did Medovsky get it?
The fascists stole it. It went to Madrid, then Berlin. Then, after the war, to Moscow. After that, it was lost. Until now.
We need to talk to this Medovsky, but how do we find him? Hey, Nico?
Yes, George?
What do we know about this Medovsky character?
Ronnie said he was dangerous and very rich. He claims to be the owner of La Malediccio.
And appears to be the boss of Vera Security, who were supposed to protect it. Now that kind of figures. The best way to steal something is to get hired to look after it. But why steal a painting you already own?
We need to talk to this guy.
To do that, we need to find him. So let's go over what we know about the thief.
Okay, well, he had a distinctive tattoo on one arm.
And his helmet had Waterloo Motors across it.
Not a lot to go on.
Why would somebody steal their own painting?
Insurance scam? But then why kill Henri?
I get the impression that Henri was somehow involved. I found the gun that Henri was shot with at Vera Security.
If Madowski owns Vera Security, it means that he must know the killer.
Well, it can't be Annette, but she has to be involved in some way. You said the thief had a tattoo.
On his arm, it was a skull and crossbones with headhunters written around it.
We need to track down Waterloo Motors.
Have you tried the internet?
I've been kind of busy.
Okay, let's have a look. Waterloo Station, Battle of Waterloo, Waterloo Kebabs, Waterloo Sunset. Ah, here we go. Waterloo Motors. It's a garage in London. I'll send the number to your phone.
Waterloo Motors.
Hi,
How can I help you?
my name is George Stobart. I'm investigating a murder that was committed here in Paris.
What's that got to do with us?
The guy we're looking for was wearing a helmet with Waterloo Motors on it.
Oh, yeah. It's a very popular helmet.
I don't suppose you know who might have bought one?
Well, not unless you got any more information, mate.
The killer had a tattoo on his arm. It said, Headhunters.
Oh, I know that guy. Yeah, he bought one of our helmets just the other day.
Terrific. Do you know his name?
Nah. He brings his boss's Merc here to have it serviced. Word to the wise, though. I hear he don't mess about. The car's registered on Dutchy Street, if there's any help. I mean, that's all I know, mate, sorry.
No, that's more than enough. You've been a great help. Thanks for your time.
See ya.
Bingo!
Good work. That has to be the guy. And now we've got his address.
How about a trip to London?
I thought you'd never ask. Senor Marquez, will you be okay here?
The bed is uncomfortable. But it will do. Come back quickly with the painting, eh?
London Derbies.
To afford the... So, we clear on how we're going to do this?
Yeah, we're two insurance investigators, see? We finagle our way inside, butter Madowski up, and then get the dirt on him, right?
Finagle?
Yeah, finagle. You remember how to finagle, don't you, Nico?
George, how could I ever forget?
Good, because I suspect we're gonna need major league fanoodling to get in this one.
You got it. No answer. I had tried the intercom once already. There was no answer. Excuse me? Hello?
On your bike, darling. This is a private residence.
We're here to see Mr. Madowski.
So?
We have important business with Mr. Madowski.
And who the hell might you be?
I'm Nico Callar, and this is my colleague, George Stobart.
Well, isn't that cosy? Can you count, darling?
Yes, of course.
Well then, 1, I don't know you or Laughing Boy here from Adam. 2, you ain't got no business round here. And 3, I don't like French birds. Comprenez?
Hi, guess who?
What do you want?
Do you work for Mr. Medovsky?
No, I'm standing here pruning his edges for a laugh. Course I bloomin' work for him. Maybe you didn't hear me the first time. Get lost!
Hi, guess who?
What do you...
I don't suppose you know Mr. Medovsky's driver, do you?
Look, will you stop asking all these blooming questions? Can't you see I'm busy?
It was a bush, but was it art? Hey, George.
What's up?
Seriously, how are we going to do this? According to Ronnie, Medovsky's the real deal.
Coming from Ronnie, that's quite a compliment.
If Medovsky's the killer...
We need to be careful, which suggests...
I use my Gallic charm?
Exactly.
Ah, it's locked. Hi, guess who?
What do you want?
Showing him my press card would have... We really need to see Mr. Medovsky about a most important matter.
Oh, why are you still here?
It was topiary in progress. Hi.
What are you...
Nice bush.
Bush? This is so much more than just a bush.
Oh, I am sorry.
It's art, love. Or to be precise, topiary. And as everybody knows...
Topiary is a transitioned form.
That's right. A statement of man's dominance over nature. A metaphor for the human condition.
And yet...
It's not enough, is it?
Not for the big questions.
Life, death.
Right and wrong.
Tell me about it.
You struggle, monsieur?
Day and night.
That is the human condition.
Can we ever escape it?
It is possible through meditation, contemplation.
I see.
It is our only salvation.
Well, you've given me food for thought, you have.
Anytime.
Much appreciated. At a difficult time.
You are welcome, monsieur.
So, anyway, this is my latest piece. What do you think?
It's very nice. Eagle? A two-headed eagle.
Result. Get in there, my son. Yes, it's a Russian Imperial Eagle for the boss. You spotted it straight off. I owe you one, lady. You have got that rare quality. Real insight.
No, please. You have a rare talent. We have important business with Mr. Medovsky.
I need a good reason to bother the boss with this. He's a busy man.
I understand, but I think he'll want to speak with us.
What makes what you have to say so important?
La Maledictio, a painting that belongs to him, has been stolen. If he wants his insurance claim processed quickly, then he'll want to speak with us. I think he might be annoyed if he finds out you never even told him we came around, right?
Okay. Hang on, I'll phone him now. Yeah, Mr. Medovsky?
Yeah. Insurance. French bird.
Yeah. Yes, boss. Right, I will do. You've piqued the boss's interest. That isn't always a good thing. The gate should be open. I'll take you inside. Follow me, please. Mr. Medovsky will be right with you, madame.
Well, we're in. Now what?
We'll make him think we're all set to pay out on the policy. See if we can get him to talk.
Welcome, welcome.
Good day, monsieur. My name is Nico Collard, and this is my assistant, Georges Tabar.
You are here to discuss La Malediccio, yes?
Correct.
I am surprised to see you. My agreement with the gallery specified that my ownership should be kept in the strictest confidence. It would appear that agreement has been broken.
A man has been killed, monsieur.
An agreement is an agreement.
My apologies for disturbing you, monsieur, but I'm afraid we must ask you some questions.
So be it. The loss of a painting is nothing compared to the loss of a life. Ask away.
Did you know Henri, the gallery owner?
Oh, purely on a professional basis. My restorer recommended his gallery to me.
Did you ever meet him personally?
No, only via email. I rarely fly. I'm carbon neutral, you know.
Very conscientious, monsieur.
Well, the planet won't save itself.
Your restorer, how does he fit into all this?
Hobbs? He did a little cleaning work on La Malediccio, that's all.
How did you come into possession of La Malediccio?
I purchased it at auction.
Do you have receipts for the painting?
Of course. I have already sent them to your office.
These things take time to process.
What is there to process? I own the painting, someone stole it, and your company provided me with insurance. I am the victim here.
A state you share with the deceased, monsieur. We have reason to believe that the theft was an inside job.
Oh, that is terrible. The staff at the gallery were so pleasant to deal with, but such is human nature. I trust this won't delay the insurance claim.
I'm sure matters will be sorted out soon. What connection do you have to Vera Security?
I've never heard of it.
There is strong evidence that ties you to Vera Security.
Oh, you are beginning to sound like a policeman, madame.
We are merely doing our jobs, monsieur. We must leave no stone unturned.
I would leave this particular stone unturned, if I were you.
I'd rattled him, but I didn't want to push too hard. Of course. We will check our information again.
I would do that. I think that is enough for now. When do you expect the claim to be paid out?
It will not be long, monsieur.
When exactly? Surely you can give me a date.
Monsieur Medovsky, I'm sure you...
Please excuse the interruption, sir.
What is it, Shears?
Hobbs is here.
Tell him I'm busy.
He mentioned the portfolio, sir.
For pity's sake, can he not just follow simple instructions? Please excuse me for a moment.
The garden is called Shears?
Yeah, probably not what his mother christened him.
What a creep.
Very clever creep at that. We got nothing on him, and he knows it.
He just brushed off the Vera connection. We need something else to get under his skin. I could use Marquez as leverage.
Yeah, it's just one man's word against another.
So what else can we do?
Let's take a look around. Maybe there's something here we can use against him.
Good idea, George. You search, I'll keep watch at the window.
Madovsky in Libya. Happy days. What kind of guy hangs a picture of himself and Colonel Gaddafi on the wall?
The kind who will commit murder in order to steal their own painting.
Madovsky had left the cabinet open. On the shelf inside was a business card and a scribbled note. I picked up the business card. It read, Wilfred Hobbs, Fine Art Restoration. I made a note of the address. Then I put the card back where I'd found it. No point arousing Madovsky's suspicions. Everything was in Cyrillic, except for a number. 1869. I suspected the medals weren't from the Moscow Debating Society. A Russian imperial egg. It looked rather plain. See a penny, pick it up, then all day you'll have good luck. It was Hobbs's business card. I'd already taken the address down. The note read, L. Serp Drawings for you to check. W.H. Now we're cooking with gas. I wondered if the painting could be in the portfolio that Madovsky had taken. The note read, it was a thank you note from a British politician. Madovsky certainly had some dubious friends. It seems our Madovsky has friends in low places.
It's like my boss said, the guy wants to be a player.
It was a Russian privatization voucher. I wondered why Madovsky displayed it so proudly. It was a beautifully inlaid cigarette box. It was a beautiful... The catch had snapped. Sadly, the catch would have been too thick to cut with nail clippers. By extraordinary good fortune, the coin I'd picked up was the perfect shape to flip open the broken catch. Fancy that. Romanovs. The same brand of cigarettes that were in the ashtray in Vera's security. Keys are always useful.
Can you hear what they're saying?
Yes.
You should not have turned up here, Mr. Hobbs. I made it clear I would deliver the package later today.
I wanted to make sure it got to me all right. I've got a lot of work to do on it.
This is most inconvenient.
Madovsky's arguing with his visitor, Hobbs, about the portfolio.
That portfolio is important, I'm sure of it. Russian novels. Madovsky was clearly a big Tolstoy fan. I should have guessed. Keyboard was Cyrillic. ZX. I needed a keyboard for reference. ZX. I needed a keyboard for reference. ZX. I figured that had to be the space bar. I didn't know the symbols. If I'd been able to remember the layout of a US keyboard, I might have been able to figure it out. I didn't know the... If I'd... Leather-bound classics. Hear anything else interesting?
Hang on.
Listen, Hobbs, just take the portfolio and do your work. You are nervous, and I don't like that.
Understood. I have got a few questions, though.
I do not like questions either. Hurry up.
I noticed a couple of people arriving. Who were they? They look like coppers.
They were from the insurance company.
Has the...
Hobbs is going to head off with the portfolio. Whatever's in there is important. We need to stay with it.
I got Hobbs' address from his card. When we're done here, we should check it out.
Okay, Josh, but hurry. Medovsky will be back soon.
I'm gonna check out the stuff.
Okay.
Wow, there must be millions of dollars worth of art on these walls. The drawer was open. My heart skipped a beat. But inside, I saw only a candy bar wrapper. The desk was magnificent. Those two little holes were just waiting for me to put my fingers in. I resisted the urge. Filthy habit. The chair was fancy and probably more expensive than it looked. The painting reminded me of my Aunt Maud. I'd never liked her. These paintings would have kept a critic. Medovsky certainly loved art, or pretended to. Medovsky had a truly impressive... Medovsky had a truly... Medovsky had a... Medovsky had left the cabinet open. On the shelf inside was a business card and a scribbled note. Everything was in Cyrillic, except for a number, 1869. Medovsky had an extensive collection of management books. The 7 Secrets of Leadership, 2009. The Business Bonaparte. I should have guessed. Keyboard was Cyrillic. The lettered panels appeared to conceal buttons. I should have guessed. Keyboard was Cyrillic. I didn't know the symbols. If I'd been able to remember... A secret drawer popped open. I knew that publication date would be significant. At last, I was going to discover Medovsky's secrets. It certainly wasn't Medovsky's sock drawer.
Hey, Nico! Come see this! I think we've struck gold.
Hang on, I'm coming.
Look, a letter from a guy called Gainan. His company, Wolfram, want to purchase La Maledizio. They're offering way over the asking price.
Anything connecting Medovsky to Vera?
Well, let's see.
Here we go. A lease for Vera's security.
Aha! Then we have the proof we need.
Hang on, what's this? Expenses for a Mr. Shears. Waterloo Motors, 1 helmet. These are from Paris. Madame La Trex. Hotel Britannique. Pizza.
Nico, pizza. I think your friend Shears might just be Henri's killer.
Georges, what have we got ourselves into? I just heard the front door close. Medovsky's coming. Put everything back in order, quick!
Right. He'll never suspect we just ransacked his house for evidence.
Georges, the coin!
Damn, no time. Look cool, Nico. I'll handle this.
I apologize for the lengthy wait. As you can imagine, my time is at a premium.
That's fine, Mr. Medovsky. I think we're almost finished anyway.
And payment?
Very soon, monsieur. Very soon.
Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Nice collection of medals you have there, Mr. Medovsky.
I earned them serving my country.
Anywhere interesting?
Chechnya. Ever been there?
No, can't say I've had the pleasure. Is that a first edition of War and Peace?
Of course. Printed in 1869. A great year for my country's literature. And Tolstoy is the master.
Is that a picture of you with Colonel Gaddafi?
A deeply wonderful man. He was a great fan of the Impressionists.
Well, he certainly left quite an impression on Libya. So, what brought you into the art business, Mr. Medovsky?
Oh, an eye for great artists, an appreciation of fine culture, and a love of what you Americans call the greenback.
You must be upset at the theft of La Malediccio.
Yes, and disappointed that someone would kill for such a minor piece.
So this Hobbs guy, good friend of yours, is he?
No, we simply have a business arrangement. We've been through this already. Now please, if you're quite finished, I'm a busy man.
Thank you for your time, Monsieur Medovsky. We'll be in touch soon.
Well, no prizes for guessing where we go now.
Hobbs' place, right?
Got it in one. Medovsky's pretty shady, don't you think?
He bought our act, though. You make a pretty good insurance man, Georges.
Yeah, who'd have thought it?
By the time he realizes we're not assessing his claim, we'll have cracked the case and be toasting our success.
Here's hoping. Looks like rain.
Come on, let's get that cab. Taxi!
I think we just stepped off the London tourist trail.
I guess this Hobbs character doesn't like visitors.
Not the kind of place you'd expect to find a restorer of old masters.
Unless you didn't want to attract attention.
He's attracted ours. Let's see what Mr. Hobbs knows about La Malediccio.
And let's try and get a look inside that portfolio.
The door was locked. Looking through the window, I could see that there was nothing in the van. Hobbs must have taken the portfolio inside. The large dumpster was full of garbage. I don't think there's anyone home.
There's a light on upstairs.
It was Hobbs's mailbox. There was a note hanging out. For a second, I debated the morality of mail snooping. It was a short debate, and I won.
What do you think of this, Nico?
I think you have an insatiable habit for collecting things, George.
There was definitely someone home. Climbing drain pipes was something I preferred to avoid, unless I had a great reason to do so. Nico?
What's up?
The lights are on, but nobody's answering.
Maybe they can't hear you knocking. We could try some other way of attracting their attention.
I popped open the van's hood. The van's hood was already open. Slosha! Not a sound. The horn wasn't working. I decided to leave the handbrake alone. The van's hood was already open. The horn wasn't. I'd need the keys to start the engine. I had no reason nor any desire to steal Hobbs's van. Piles of junk, mostly boxes of old paints and scraps of... Mixed in were wires, cardboard, and some George Stobart.
Ah, Monsieur Stobart. I trust you have obeyed my instructions not to leave Paris.
Of course, Inspector.
Good. You clearly know which side your cookie is buttered. Now, I require your presence tomorrow at the murder scene for a reconstruction.
I see.
12 o'clock sharp, monsieur. Or, as you would say, high noon.
Sure.
Any failure to comply, and I shall have you extraordinarily rendered. Have a nice day now.
And you. That was Nave. We're required back at the gallery tomorrow for a crime scene reconstruction.
Let me guess. Non-attendance is a criminal offense?
You got it.
I wouldn't have been able to break the chain, or the padlock. Climbing drain pipes was something I prefer, unless I...
Fancy a drop, Nico?
Ah, George, have you ever known me to drink whiskey?
I'd pounded that door until my hand... We were going to have to find another way to attract Hobbs's attention. The van's hood was already open. That was almost a... That would be point... That wouldn't work. I'd need the keys to start the engine. I had no reason. If only I'd hung out with the cool kids at school, I'd have learned how to hotwire a truck. The van's hood was already open. That was almost... It was the lever to open the hood. It was the lever to open the hood. The van's hood was already open. It was the lever to open the hood. Like the rest of the van, the ignition was covered with rust and dirt. It was the horn. It was the lever to open the hood. It was the lever to open. The handbrake looked ineffective. Like the rest of the van, the ignition... The van's hood was already open. The engine was held together by rust and dirt. Everything was covered in a sticky film of dirty black oil. Half the wiring wasn't connected to anything. It was clear why the horn hadn't made a noise. Neither horn pipe was connected to either the battery or the cab. It was the van battery. I needed to hook this up to the horn somehow. It was the van's engine. It was the van's engine. A bundle of wires came into the engine bay from the dashboard. Many of the wires seemed to lead nowhere. A bundle of short, severed wires was connected to the battery. None of the wires were connected to anything. It was one of two horns in the van. It didn't seem to be connected to anything else under the hood. Two wires hung loose from it. A loose wire hung. If I had some spare cable, I could connect it to the other horn. It was one of two horns. It didn't seem to be connected. A bundle of wires came into the end. That wouldn't make any sense. That was never going to work. Nope, That was never going to happen. That wouldn't work. I needed a better idea. A loose wire hung from the right-hand horn. A loose wire. That was never going to happen. The large dumpster was... I had found just what I needed. 2 lengths of wire. The engine bay was a mess. I connected the wires from the cab to the horn. I used the wire to join. A loose wire hung from the right-hand horn. It was the van battery. The horn wasn't working. That was... I used the wire to join the battery to the... The cable I'd used seemed a little long for the job. I used the wire. The horn wasn't working. A loose wire hung from the right-hand horn. It was the van's engine. A bundle of wires came into the engine bay from the dashboard. A loose wire hung from the horn. If I had some spare cable, I could connect it to the other horn. I connected the wires from the cab to the horn. The cable I'd used was long, but it did the job. I used the wire to join the battery to the horn. The cable I'd used seemed a little long for the job. The horn wasn't working. It was the van's engine. It was the van battery. A loose wire hung from the right-hand horn. A bundle of short, severed wires was connected to the battery. The cable I'd used was long. A bundle of wires came into the engine bay from the dashboard. The horn wasn't working. There was already a wire connected to that terminal. The cable I'd used was long, but it did the job. That would be pointless. That wouldn't have worked. I used the wire to join the battery to the horn. A bundle of short, severed wires was connected to the battery. The cable I'd used seemed a little long for the job. A bundle of short, severed wires with a loose wire hung from the right-hand horn. I used the wire to... A loose wire hung from the right-hand horn. The cable I'd used seemed a little long for the job. The cable I'd used seemed a little long for the job. I used the wire to... A loose wire hung... A loose wire hung from the right... The cable I'd used seemed a little long for the job. That wouldn't make any... There was already a wire connected to that terminal. It was the van's engine. The cable I'd used seemed a little long for the job. I connected the wire. The wire just reached across. It'd be crazy to cut it now. I used the wire. There was too much wire. That was the long and short of it. That wire wasn't long enough to reach between the two horns. The wire was just long enough to connect the battery to the horn. I'd already cut one wire in half. That wire wasn't long enough to reach between the two horns. I connected the wires from the cab to the horn. Everything was wired up. The horn had power. I figured that should get Hobbs's attention.
All right, hold your bloomin' horses. What are you up to with my van?
Hello there. We fixed your horn.
So I hear. Now what are you doing in my yard?
Sorry to bother you again, Mr. Hobbs, but... Well, that could have gone better.
He's not exactly the friendliest of characters.
I decided to give it another blast.
For crying out loud, will you leave my van alone?
Sorry, just need a quick word, Mr. Hobbs. Hello there. We'd like to discuss some restoration work with you.
Then make an appointment. I'm busy.
This Hobbs guy doesn't exactly like visitors.
There must be some angle we can use to talk our way inside.
I decided to give it another blast.
You two again.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Good. Now get lost.
This is crazy. We need to get in there and take a look around.
We need a good cover story.
I'd already jerry... I decided to give it another blast.
What now?
I had no idea what was in the letter. Hello, Mr. Hobbs. Take a look at this.
Not interested.
This is crazy.
We need a good cover story.
I decided to give it a...
What now?
Hello there. I'd just like you to take a look at this.
Whatever you're selling, I don't want.
This is crazy.
We need a good cover story.
I decided to...
What now?
Sorry to bother you again, Mr. Hobbs, but... This is crazy.
We need a good cover story.
Nico? So, Hobbs doesn't want to see us. It's like Detroit round here, and it's going to be dark soon. Shall we head back?
No! We need to convince Hobbs to let us in.
The large dumpster was full of garbage.
A pile of paint. There was nothing else of interest in the junk. There was nothing else of interest in the junk. A pile of paint. There was nothing else of interest in the junk. There was nothing. There was nothing else of it. I decided to open the letter. Dear Mr. Hobbs, due to previous incidents, we are writing to inform you that we will no longer be sending models to your address. It went on to discuss Hobbs's temper and other alleged infractions, some of which still carry the death sentence in certain less sophisticated cultures. Interesting. This could come in useful. I found this in Hobbs's mailbox.
Sounds like Hobbs has more than just wandering hands.
I decided to give it another blast.
What now?
Afternoon, Mr. Hobbs. We're from the model agency.
About blooming time. I'm on a deadline. You better come up. About time you two showed up.
Hello, Mr. Hobbs. I was just wondering if...
Can it, Goldilocks? I don't have time for chit-chat. Just get undressed behind that screen.
Undressed?
That was the deal. An extra 20 quid because I need you with your kit off.
The studio was freezing.
And as for you, darling, no need to get undressed. I've got a vivid imagination, so I'll just use that. Either way, just go sit over there on that rug and give me your best belly-pock floozy. That's perfect. Just hold it there.
Nico made for a good distraction. I just needed to figure out how to get a look inside that portfolio.
Hey, I'm still drinking that. Oh, you, get down from there. It's private.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, an old Bofson Wang stereo. I hadn't seen one of those for years. The record had stopped. It was Jasmine Breeze by Hobbs seemed to have a thing for 70s psychedelic jams. The stereo was switched off. Adjusting the volume wasn't going to make any difference. I turned the volume up a few notches.
My, if it isn't George Stobart.
Lady Piermont. Oh, my. You're...
Naked? Of Of course. As an artist's muse, one often finds oneself on pelotas. Now, George, don't be shy. Come here and give me a big hug.
That day was the day the nightmares had begun. Trapped, smothered, choking on lavender.
George, darling, pass me my robe. It's terribly cold in here.
Oi, what are you doing with a blooming robe on? God help me, but you're supposed to be naked. I've got a deadline to meet.
Well, you won't be meeting any deadlines with manners like that. And besides, it's freezing in here.
Lady Piermont and I had met before. She was larger than life, in every way. Lady Piermont.
Oh, George, be a darling and sort the heating out in here.
I'll see what I...
It was locked. I wondered what was behind the door.
Hey, stop meddling with that. The power's ropey enough as it is.
Blowing the power would certainly have distracted Hobbs, but the elevator alone wasn't going to trip the whole system.
Hey! Leave that dial alone.
Sorry, but Lady Piermont is cold. I thought...
Look, pal, I know it's brass monkeys in here, but the wiring in this building is ancient, and the fuse box won't take it. Her Majesty will just have to get used to chapel hat pegs.
Lady Piermont, Mr. Hobbs won't let me turn up the heating.
Well, we'll soon see about that.
Oh, crumbs.
If you do not adjust the heating, I shall refuse to cooperate.
Lady Piermont, it's the circuits. They won't take the strain. You know what old buildings are like.
In which case, I see no reason for this session to continue.
Whoa, Lady Piermont, let's not be too hasty. I'm sure I can accommodate your needs.
Good. Perhaps you can start by letting George here turn up the heating.
Oh, go ahead then, but be careful. The power in here is temperamental.
I turned the thermostat up as far as it would go. I wondered if the suspicious wiring could be used to my advantage. I wasn't going to mess around with that wiring. I had no need to walk out onto the balcony. I turned the volume down. I turned the volume up a few notches. wary of any more life change. A word, if I may, lady.
For you, George.
Lady Piermont, we need your help.
How thrilling! What do you need? Subterfuge? Leisure domain?
Actually, I just need you to step onto that lift behind you.
Oh, but of course. Is this good, George, darling?
Perfect. Now, just stay right there.
Oh, not again.
I was too late to catch a look at the portfolio. I didn't need to sit. It was time for action. I didn't need to sit. It was time for action. I wasn't going to mess around with that wiring. A well-worn stool sat in the corner. That wasn't worth trying.
Oi, Yank! I can hear you on those stairs again. Get...
Sorry. If I was... Well, so much for a distraction. Hobbs is watching that folder like a hawk.
Perhaps you need to slow him down a little.
Oi! I'm trying to paint here and you...
How about a top-up, Mr. Hobbs?
Oh, don't mind if I do. Hey, I'm still drinking that.
Hobbs had loosely sketched a young couple and the three characters would...
not again.
I was too late to catch a look at the portfolio. How about another whiskey?
That's smashing. Pour away.
How about another whiskey?
Thanks, but I've already got a glass full.
Lady Piermont was a good sport to ride that rickety old elevator for me. Nico had said that I should try to slow Hobbs down. I just needed to find a way. Hobbs looked mean. I decided to leave the glass alone. A variety of liquor bottles, all empty. Now was my chance. It was one of Hobbs' sketches. It was one of Hobbs' sketches. More of Hobbs' sketches. The model looked familiar. Impressionist sketches. Well, it wasn't La Malediccio, but it did appear to be a study for an element of the painting, the Ouroboros. There was something different about the image in the center. I figured the sketch might come in handy, so I took it.
What the heck? I told you that portfolio was private.
Huh?
Well, that was fun. Just like when you were a private dick, George.
So, you're not...
We're investigating...
What's that got to do with that? I'm a restorer, and I restored it. I've got nought to do with what happened after that painting left this studio. How was I to know it was going to get Henri killed?
Hang on a second. How do you know Henri's dead?
Look, he and I went back a long way. Le Lézard Bleu was on the ropes, so I got the painting into his exhibition. Nothing like this was supposed to happen.
We're not accusing you of anything, Mr. Hobbs. We just want to get to the bottom of this.
I get that, and I'll help you however I can, but this mess is way above my pay grade.
How come you needed to make so many sketches of the painting to restore it?
Restoration's not about throwing a load of paint around. It takes research. The surface is a complicated painting. A lot of subtext. A lot of symbols.
Why would anyone want to steal La Maledizio? It's not exactly a famous painting.
True, but there is something special about it that's hard to describe. There's conviction in every brushstroke. Whoever El Serp was, he had a tale to tell. The symbolism is deeply religious.
We have reason to believe that Medovsky is mixed up in the theft of La Maledizio.
Eh? What would he gain from stealing his own painting?
We have strong evidence that Medovsky is not the real owner.
You'll have a hard time proving that. Medovsky has a full set of provenances for the painting. It traces its legitimate ownership all the way back to the painter.
Why didn't Medovsky mention them?
Because they're not with him. Henri's got them. Or had them.
And Henri is dead.
So ask his partner.
Lane?
Lane, yeah, Lane. Look, pal, you're wasting your time looking for conspiracies here. And you're wasting my time if you're not actually going to get naked. Go get the provenance from Lane, and everything will turn out hunky-dory.
But it also puts Marquez's story into question.
Not my problem, darling. Now both of you, get lost. I've got a painting to finish.
And we have a critic to interrogate.
Someone's lying, but who?
Is it the gangster or the old Spaniard?
The painter or the art critic?
I need to head back for Nave's reconstruction.
What about the evidence from Medovsky's house? Will you give it to Nave?
I think I should. And I can put the squeeze on Lane. Ask him about the provenance.
Good. I've got lunch with Ronnie tomorrow. This story is hotting up, and I want to make sure he keeps me on it.
Taxi!